watching me, didn't know that we were watching. He was, dry heaving, and he goes, oh, damn it.
Hello, Matthew.
Hello.
So I just heard that you're excited I picked the Steelers.
I am very excited.
Yeah? Are you from Pittsburgh, or?
I was actually born outside of Philadelphia in Abington, PA. So when it comes to pro sports programs, because then I moved to, my parents moved to Wyoming when I was about 1. And so Wyoming doesn't have any pro sports teams, and the only way I've been able to affiliate with any pro sports teams was just where I was born. So I'm kind of an all Pennsylvania sports fan.
Oh, really?
And so I like the Eagles in the NFC and the Steelers in the AFC.
That's great. Yeah! I have
and
no
I'm really,
idea.
really happy you picked them. I think that that's a good sign for the Steelers next weekend.
I think it's just because I got yelled at by that lady. So, but maybe I'll be right. Maybe they'll win.
I hope so.
All right. Well, and congratulations again about the Golden Globe. That's
Thank
fantastic that y'all won. I love the show. I feel good because I started talking about the show as soon as it went on the air. I liked it right away. And
you have always been a big supporter of it.
So I'm proud that I picked something that's popular.
You should be.
Yeah.
You should
What
be.
did you do after the award show?
We bounced around to a few parties. I was there with my beautiful wife Margarita, and we bounced around to a few parties like InStyle and HBO. And
were they packed? Because sometimes you can't even get in.
They were extremely packed and very loud, and it was intense. And you know, you win an award there, and people are just up in your face the whole night long, congratulating you, which is great. But it's also it's really chaotic, and kind of there's a lot of static and loud, and so you get exhausted very quickly. And
it's a lot of thank you very much, thank you very much.
It's a lot of
that.
Well,
and especially because you're on an island, you're sitting there doing nothing, you know, and all of a sudden you're in this world.
Well, it's not far from the truth. I mean, we are living over there now.
Yes, I know.
And it's our own little own little bubble, and it's a lot quieter, and we're just focused on the work, and you know, we've got 2 beautiful kids. We're just
how are your kids?
They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
They were starting to surf last time, right? You were here.
I bought a little surfboard for my daughter, and
how old is she?
She's 8. She's 8, and I was working so much. It was supposed to be I was going to be the one we were going to go surfing together, and my wife is going to kill me for this. But so Margarita took her surfing, and she purled on her first wave, which is essentially when you get into the wave and the front of the board catches and you wipe out.
Yeah, we know what purling is.
And she got scared, and she hasn't been back in the water on the surfboard again. But I have kind of a funny story about my little boy that I'd like to tell you.
Please.
Yeah. He's the cutest thing in the face of the earth, and he
how old is he?
He turned 4 in October, but this was about 8 months ago, so he was a little over 3, and he had gotten a stomach flu for the first time in his life, and he'd been throwing up for about, I don't know, all through the night and into the next day, and he was still wearing his pajamas, and he was completely dehydrated and asking us for water, and we couldn't give him any, and he'd gotten to the point where he was dry heaving, and and he wasn't even asking us to be with him anymore. He was just in the bathroom by himself, and he's like this tall, so his hands were just like on the edge of the toilet, and he's just standing there, and he's just, he's dry heaving, and Margie said, "Come here, you got to check this out." We were watching him. He didn't know that we were watching. He was, he's dry heaving, and he goes, oh, damn it. Adorable.
Oh, God, that's cute.
Yeah, they're both great. They're both really great.
Oh, that's great. All right, now we have to take a break. We'll be right back. We're back with Matthew Fox. Okay, so we finally saw that monster, and I don't think anybody expected it to be smoke. Are we going to see it again this week?
No, we don't see it this week. This week is a Big Jack episode, which is the character that I play.
Yeah, you haven't been around. There's all these people now that are coming in. So
yeah, the beginning of the year it was sort of like the exploration of the hatch, and that was sort of a Jack Locke thing, and then we flipped to the tail section people, and then we had to bring those 2 groups together, and now I think it's going to really kind of ignite a bunch of sort of inner rivalries and such.
Really?
Yeah.
But you don't seem too upset that you lost the girl that you have the crush on. You seem okay with that.
Oh, with Kate?
Yeah.
I think, well, you'll see. Tonight's episode is actually really revealing about sort of the reason why Jack is so hard on Kate and why he doesn't. He's clearly attracted to her, but doesn't want to be on some level. And in the same episode, you find out what happened to his marriage in the flashback.
Yeah.
So
good.
those two things definitely tie together in this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's good to know. So, but we don't see the monster for a while.
I'm not sure when we'll see it again. Were you disappointed by the smoke?
No, I wasn't disappointed. I think it's interesting. I mean, I love that there are so many clues, and you find out if you play things backwards, you hear what the little boy is saying backwards.
Yeah, that's
true.
I'm not making.
True. It's true. If you
Yes.
play it backwards, he was saying what.
I don't remember exactly what he
Neither
was saying.
do I. You should know.
I'm terrible about it. People like really pay very,
they
very
do.
close attention.
I couldn't believe someone played it backwards, but the little boy was speaking backwards, and then you could say.
That hit the internet like literally the very next day.
Yeah.
I think people were telling me that. Which
Yeah,
is
it's really
amazing.
interesting. I love it. So so the monster. Let me just tell you, I've figured out who it is because we've had a lot of people from the show on. And we know that there are clues, so we figured it out. There's a code that we deciphered, and here's everybody from your show telling us basically who the monster is.
Oh, cool. Now the monster
Gets in trouble with the police,
So
it has a few cocktails by that time of the night.
and he goes a little bit over the speed limit.
He's definitely.
Cute, adorable hero.
Who was Diane Keaton?
it's Diane Keaton.
That was
Diane
really great.
Keaton.
Diane Keaton. That's
Don't-
interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, you writers better get on something else because we've already figured it out.